Well, good morning, everyone, from clear across the country, from one end to the other. Hey, welcome to June. It is June 1st. I don't know if you've pulled up your back office yet, but the coins have processed today, and there are so many of you that created a paycheck today just based on coins. So congratulations for that. The list is incredible today, and I am so happy to see so many of you creating these checks and this true residual income. This is a really, really big deal. We're not only doing something good, we're doing it right, and the results are right here in the report. So congratulations if today you open up your back office and you have created a really nice check for yourself. It's incredible. That's part of what I want to talk about today, this Coin of the Month program, folks. It's a pretty big deal what we've got our hands on here, and the ability to help people really create true residual income. And the Coin of the Month program not only will help you do that, but it's really going to help solidify the business and keep people tied into your business, because it's really exciting to get those coins in the mail every month, especially if you're getting the variety coin. That's a really incredible coin to open up and see what you're getting every month. But listen, it's really a perspective in how you present the Coin of the Month program to the people that you're bringing on board your business. There is a big difference in you have to do this versus you have the privilege of doing this. So I really want you to get some verbiage changed around to make sure that you're presenting the Coin of the Month program so that it's appealing to someone rather than, oh, that's something I have to do. Again, there's a big difference in have to and privilege of. And folks, we have the privilege of collecting an investable coin, a MS-70 perfect coin every month. We have the ability to put on autopilot a diversification in our portfolio by pulling precious metals in every month. And we have the ability to put on autopilot an investment every single month that you don't even have to think about. And I don't know about you, but I know myself, and I know that I would not take the time to sit down, source it out, find it, put my credit card online, and do that every single month. But with 7K Metals, I have the privilege of someone out there sourcing these coins for me, making sure that I'm getting a really incredible variety coin every single month. Of course, I stay on the Silver Eagle every month now that they've done the state coins on it. I'm definitely staying on that. As a matter of fact, I would suggest you get a couple extra of those state identified coins every month, for the simple fact that 6 months from now, maybe 2 years from now, you're going to have someone come into your business that will be missing 1, 2, or 3 of the first few coins that came out with the states on them that will be willing to pay for those coins. So I've been putting a few extra ones of those away every month, and I would highly suggest you do that. But listen, you've got to be able to explain this correctly to someone that's walking in the door, that's just starting their business, that's just taking on a membership with you. And it starts with explaining to them that with our membership comes privileges. Just like you can't golf on the best golf courses in the world unless you have the membership there. You can't walk into Costco and save on your groceries or buy a discounted television unless you have the card that comes with the membership to even walk in the door to see what the prices are. So same thing applies here. You cannot have the privilege of this Coin of the Month coming every month to your door unless you have taken on the membership. And you know what? Our membership carries other privileges besides the Coin of the Month program, and you need to keep that in mind as well. We have the opportunity for anyone that comes in with a membership to provide a safe and secure environment for them to purchase their precious metals. Not only that, but purchase them at the best price in the marketplace. Again, membership carries privileges. We have the privilege of really good pricing that our company passes on to us. Then there's the privilege of the buyback program. No longer do you have to go to a pawn shop and take a butt whooping to liquidate your precious metals. Maybe you've inherited precious metals from an estate and you want to liquidate that and purchase a piece of property or purchase a new vehicle. You can literally send that collection to 7K Metals, let them certify it and have an assayer go through it, and they wire you the money, and they're giving you the best price possible for it. So that's really the privileges that come along with it, not to mention the privilege of being associated with some amazing people from all across the country. You're going to develop relationships with people that you never even dreamed you would be around, and you're going to have those privileges of, having the good electrician in your area, in your business that you'll want to give other business to. Maybe the guy that fixes the cars in the area is in your business, and that's who you take your car to, and things like that. So you're going to have those privileges along with the privilege of having this Coin of the Month program. But you have to go at it in that respect. That's a privilege that we get that comes along with our membership, and explain it to that. Now, the other thing is the referral program. That's a huge, huge privilege that allows you to refer just a couple of members to the process and put them on the left and the right team, and then you have the privilege of creating some income from your 7K Metals business that you might just turn into precious metals. There are a lot of people in our business that take their commissions and they just go right into the shopping cart and turn that into real money, precious metals, gold and silver. But it's all in how you present it. It's a difference in you have to versus you have the privilege of. Tony, you have a really good story that you and I discussed that you came across this week of a guy that I think these folks online need to hear this story. So I'm going to turn the call over to my buddy Tony Hubbard, and I want you to tell them the story because it rings true with what we're talking about today.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure, again, Diane, to share with you on this particular format because, again, this is one of the ways you successfully build your business. One of the things I oftentimes say about you that, there's a lot of people that have been in this industry for 20-plus years, but there's a few that have actually earned six figures for multiple years in this space, and definitely hats off to you in that regard. And myself and Diane were talking this morning before the call about I had an incident happen just this past week. I signed up with a good friend of mine that we played Little League football 40 years ago, and he signed up, this first week he had 4 signups. And one of those support sign-ups was one of his kids who had done network marketing for many years. And one of the things his kid recognized right off the bat, the value of what it is we have every single month, is that his kid was in a networking company, and I'm not going to say the name, because many of you guys know it, but it's a travel network marketing company. And their auto ship every month that they had to pay for to stay active was $200 a month, to have access to the website, to the travel portal, in order for them to book trips and things of that nature, and to stay qualified. So he did that for an entire year, $200 a month. And so at the end of that year, when he cut off his auto ship, he no longer had access to the portal, and he had spent $2,400 with nothing to show for it. And when he signed up here and he started buying coins right away, he said, if I would have did the same thing here, I'd had a couple $1,000s worth of assets that will always have value. And that's one of the privileges that we have here at 7K Metals is the fact, and Diane said it perfectly, it is a privilege to get what we get every single month. And one of the things my mentor taught me early on in network marketing is that you have to step up your inner game if you're going to be successful in this arena of network marketing. You have to change your mindset. And one of the things he impressed upon me early on is that when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. Let me say that again. He said when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. And Diane said it so beautifully this morning. You have to change the mindset, and that not that I have to, but I get to. It is a privilege to receive what we receive every single month here at 7K Metals. I remember, I'm blessed to be in this arena of network marketing for 14 years and about 10 years of that full time. And one of the things that I did when my first gold and silver network marketing company, because I was not educated. I didn't have a clue about numismatic coins and proof coins and things of that nature. So to make sure I could hone my skills, what I did my first 6 months in my first company with gold and silver, I went to at least one coin show a month. And I would just ask questions of the people that have been doing it for 30 and 40 years. I would ask questions as if I didn't even know what a coin was. And what I gained from that, I wanted to have the knowledge so that I didn't have the deer in the headlight look every time somebody asked me about my product. But every single time I went to the gun show, I felt more encouraged on the value of what we were receiving every single month. And that's the privilege that we have here at 7K Metals. You get a chance to collect an asset every single month that will always have value. That creates the win-win-win scenario that we have here that is very rare in the networking space. Most of the time, most companies, there's a win-win-lose. There's a win-lose-lose. Very seldom in this space do you come across an opportunity that we have our hands on here at 7K Metals where everybody wins in the equation. What do I mean by that? I mean, if you're just a customer and you signed up to collect assets every single month, at the end of a year, at the end of 2 years, you have several $1,000s worth of assets. You definitely won. And let's just say you're trying to build a business, but you're not successful as some of the other leaders. And maybe you make $500 or maybe $1,000 over the course of a year. But if you're filing taxes, the tax benefits alone makes it make sense. And if you're like those individuals, like many of you on this call, that you're earning several thousand a month and some several thousand a week, and you're collecting assets every month, you really win in this equation. That's why I have no hesitation of telling everybody I know about what we have. And one of the things I want to impress upon everybody on the call this morning is this. We have a privilege. And what we have our hands on here at 7K Metals is something that's very unique in the space. And when you look at the co-founders that are assembled to put this company in place, I mean, very rare in the networking space do you have co-founders that have sat on both sides of the table. We don't have just people that have sat in an ivory tower all their life. We have people that have sat on both sides of the table. And they've created billion-dollar companies and million-dollar businesses. So the thing I want to impress upon you guys is this. We have our hands up on something special. I mean, just this past week alone, another story was that I had a good friend of mine who was a professional in the networking space. I mean, and I got a chance to coach him in another networking company. And he does extremely well in the space. Well, one of the things, because I'm going to make sure I have my 50 engagements before the contest is over in the next couple of weeks, I sent him out. I gave him a phone call and said, listen, do me a favor. I'm trying to qualify for a coin in the contest. Will you just take a look at this new recruiting tool that our company has added to the mix and just give me your honest opinion on it? Well, he took a look at it. Instead of watching one video, he watched 7 different videos. And he called me back. He said, listen, if your company is offering this, he said, this is something that every company needs because it's an amazing tool. And when I told him the fact that our company is allowing all of us for 6 months to utilize this for free, he said, man, this is unprecedented in the networking space. So I want every one of you guys to understand this morning. We have our hands upon something special. And when you change your mindset to the point I get to instead of I have to, you'll be amazed at the quality of people that you will attract to your reality. And my promise to you this morning is that if you put these things in place, success will not elude you. Back to you, Lady Di.
Geez, oh, Pete, can you tell that Tony's contagiously confident? Can you tell that that's why people join his business? You guys, again, it's not what you say, but it's how you feel about what you say that matters to somebody that's sitting across the table listening to you. And what you can say about our Coin of the Month program is that it's a privilege to have this coming on autopilot so you don't even have to think about it, and you have professionals that are sourcing these coins for us that make sure that they're packaged correctly, they're at your door every month, and they're incredible coins. So, again, how you feel about what you say. It's time to turn it up and tune it up. It's time to be contagiously confident about what you have your hands on. And I'll tell you what, if you want to really change some folks' lives, if you want to really be significant to a group of people and have them remember who you are 10 years from now, plug them into this true residual income. Guys, I've been in this space for 26 years. I can tell you that this is the first time in my whole career that I've had masses of people on my team create true residual income. When I pulled up the report this morning and I saw that many of you creating incredible income today alone based on coins hitting on the first of the month, and we have a handful of other days of the month that they'll hit yet. That, to me, was the solidification that I'm doing something right by all of you folks, and that if you will duplicate what we're doing, you are going to be significant to someone in their life at some point. They're not going to open a cupboard one day and go, oh my gosh, I still have more of those vitamins and weight loss powder. They're going to open their safe and go, wow, I'm so glad I listened to Diane and I got on these coins, because look at the assets we're sitting with now. You will be significant to someone. You will create true residual income in the space of membership marketing for someone right now if you make sure they understand that this is a privilege to get on this coin of the month. It's a privilege to have a membership here. It's a privilege for them to share these memberships with the people they love and care about. You will make a significant difference for a whole bunch of people. So get your mindset right. Get your head around this. Get understanding that the fact is this is a privilege of what we have our hands on, and you should be contagiously confident to share it with anyone and everyone that you come across, because you will harm no one. You will only help some folks. So I'm going to open the lines. You guys have a fantastic Saturday. Tony, appreciate you being here with me this morning, and you guys do what you need to do to get all these people that are on the fence today with a membership this evening. Have a great day. Lines are open.
You are on First Latin Senior.
Great call. Great call.
Appreciate you guys.
Great call.
Thank you, guys. Great call.
California.
Thanks to you, Diane.
8-Bar Enterprise, Alabama.
Great call, Mount Vernon, New York.
Great call.
Pastor Bowie, Alma, Texas.